Hello, vanakkam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we will talk about assertiveness. It is not aggression. It is just being able to state what we want calmly, without crying and without getting angry. It is that beautiful middle ground. நம்மளோட சின்ன வயசில் நம்ம நிறைய பேருக்கு especially at least for me, we were taught at home that other people's feelings are very important, that we should not hurt people's feelings. We were told to be agreeable and pleasant, and we were taught that obedience was a great virtue. Maybe somewhere along the way we may have also felt like we may not be accepted unless we are agreeable and pleasant and never saying no and accepting whatever was given to us. So while these are good things, it is good to be polite, it's good to have well-mannered behavior, and it shows that you were raised well and you have elegance. That's all great. But the flip side is, sometimes when we have become so agreeable, we feel like if we are not agreeable, it's not safe. We may get rejected if we don't say yes to everything. We may get rejected if we speak up for ourselves, or if we state that we have these wants and needs. We may not be accepted anymore. We may be rejected. They may not be in our life anymore. We may not be safe anymore. So in the madri thought, these are very deep emotions. We may not consciously realize it, but deep down in the madri, fears and wounds may have happened. Through this, now we are grown-ups. We are safe. We can keep ourselves safe. So those old survival fears and wounds, அதுக்கு அன்னைக்கு ஒரு இம்பார்ட்டன்ஸ் இருந்தது. They had a role. We thought that we needed to do these things in order to survive, and that is okay. But as grown adults, இப்போ நம்மளோட ரெஸ்பான்ஸ் either getting like so angry after holding everything in our heart for a long time, bursting out in anger, or corollary crying when things are like going against us. We just feel like crying, or we just have resentment deep within. We are not able to express it, but we resent people deep within. இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ரொம்ப unhealthy, because these are not serving us. These are causing us a lot of needless anxiety and stress. So how do we learn to be assertive in any given situation? So we will speak about some examples, like ஒரு situationல how we can frame our needs better. That is what we are going to do today. First thing to remember when we are going to be assertive is to speak in I sentences. You are always dumping work on me. இப்படின்னு சொல்கிறது feels like a blame, an accusation. So அங்கே இருக்கிற கேட்குறவருக்கு they will not be receptive to it. Assertiveness is believing that I have my truths and that is okay. They have their truths and that is okay. We are not against anybody. We're just for ourselves. So instead of saying you always dump work on me or you always whatever, we say that I am feeling overwhelmed with a lot of work right now. So I cannot take this on. That is one way to say this. Apo, we are framing it onto an I statement. Instead of giving the focus on you always talk like this, we can say that I like it better when things are spoken to me in a calm way, or when these kind of words are not used about me. Whether they stop using it or not is not your problem. The thing is that you have to keep iterating that this is my boundary and this is not acceptable. That is the point. And if they keep pushing you, like if you don't want something, just say no. You don't have to explain and say a reason that I'm saying no because of this, because of that. No, just say no. Like for example, come with me. You can say no thank you, and that is a complete sentence. If you don't want to go, then don't go. But if they keep pushing you, keep giving reasons, then you can say that it may be so, but I'm still gonna say no. I hear what you're saying, but I'm still choosing to not join. So that is still okay. They can have their reasons, but that doesn't mean that you have to accept. Keep standing your ground. No matter what they say, you can always say that that may be true, but this is my choice. Nothing wrong in that. And another point is, You don't have to apologize for saying no or for standing up for what you believe in. You don't have to say like, oh, I'm so sorry, but I cannot do it today, you see, because of this or because of that or whatever. Oh, I'm so sorry though. No, you're not sorry. You don't have to be sorry for saying you cannot do something. If somebody's asking you for help or asking you for a favor and you genuinely cannot do it or don't want to do it, then you can say no. You don't have to apologize for it. You don't have to give an explanation for it. Simply say, not this time now. I can't do it today. No, it cannot be done. These are all acceptable things. And these are not rude. And you are not hurting anybody's feelings. If someone is asking for a favor, they are not entitled to get that favor from you. They're asking for something doesn't mean you have to give it, or else you have to apologize for it. You don't owe people everything they ask for. Your time, your energy, your effort is important. Even if you just want to go home and sleep, that is a valid thing. You don't have to explain that reason to anybody. Oh, but I'm so tired. Oh, but this, oh, but that. No. If you don't feel like doing something, no, I'll not be joining. I'll pass. No, not this time. Any of these arguments are okay. Any of this is fine. And you don't have to say it angrily. Especially, this brings me to my next point, if the other person is getting heated or emotional or crying or in any way going up in their emotional frequency, you have to stay grounded in your calm. It is easier said than done, but it is very important that, because to be assertive, you need to have control over your emotions. The moment you lose your cool, your assertiveness will go. Then you will become either aggressive or you will start crying. Neither of which is a strong message. Neither of which will help you. What will help you is to stand your ground firmly. Just because the person against you is going up in their emotional energy, either getting angry or getting sad, doesn't mean you have to match their emotions. You don't have to match that energy. You can stay in your own energy. And you have to learn to sit with discomfort. Stay in the discomfort of being in an uncomfortable argument. It is okay. A lot of the times we avoid conflict because we don't want that discomfort. Tell what you need to say and sit in that discomfort. It is okay if they are disappointed in you. It is not your job to please them. It is not your job to get their approval. It is not your job to live up to their expectations. Their expectations are their problem. You have to live up to your expectations. You have to not disappoint yourself. So if somebody is raising their emotional meter, you have to remain calm. You can say, we will revisit it when we are both calm. And we can walk off. That is a very valid thing to do. Or you can say that I see that this is important to you. However, my answer is still going to be no. Another way we can look at a compromise, if you want to look at a compromise solution, is that if they are asking you to do something, then you can tell them that yes, you can repeat back what they are saying to you and then state your thing again and ask for a compromise. What I mean is, for example, someone wants you to do something immediately on that day, but you already have a lot going on that day, or you simply cannot finish that thing on that day. So you can say that I hear that it is important to you to get this done today. However, I need more time to do this work, or to do this work properly, or today I'm already swamped with a lot of work. So let us find a compromise. So you state their thing, saying that you're hearing, you're listening to it, and then you state your thing, saying that regardless, your point of view still stands, and then ask for a compromise if you want to go for a compromise solution. So the important things to remember around all of this is that this will not come overnight. Like if you have always resorted to either anger or resentment, that is passive aggression, or if you have resorted to tears all your life or for a majority of your life, you are not going to suddenly be able to switch to being an assertive person, and that is okay. Take your time and do it step by step. Like start with a small situation, handle it with assertion. When someone is asking you something which they'll generally push you to do, just keep standing your ground. Without getting angry, without going into tears, without going into passive aggressiveness, without going into resentment, just stand your ground. Think of yourself as a child that you are protecting and stand your ground. And the more you do that, like the more of these small situations you have around you, the more you will start to really become the person who can do it in every situation. So start small, start with one situation, two situations. You may find that sometimes you will start being assertive, but then you will lose control. You will either get angry again, or you will start crying again, or you will abandon it midway and go away. That is okay. If you were able to at least start asserting yourself, that is still progress. Eventually, you will be able to stay your ground for the entirety of the conversation and get things done your way. That is something that will come with practice. So start doing it. Start saying no without explaining yourself, without apologizing. Start speaking up for yourself. Start stating your needs. Say that this is important to me. Do this, please. Or say that I cannot do this. No, I do not want to do this. Or no, I don't want this. These are all valid things to say, and none of these are rude or hurting other people's feelings. If someone's asking you for a favor and you say, I can't do it, it doesn't mean that you're being mean. It just means you're being nice to yourself. Unless, of course, you can do that favor and it is within your power to do it and you want to do it, then you do it. But just because somebody asked you something doesn't mean that you have to do it. So when your peace is threatened, when your needs are threatened, you have to stand up for yourself. It will come with time. You just have to keep consistently practicing it so that you will not go into the overboard of either anger or to the other extreme of crying, or just hold everything inside and become very bitter inside. You don't want that either. Your heart is a sacred, good, calm place where you just spend your time happily. It's not a place where you have to feel like, oh, this happened, I wish I could have said that, how could they speak like this to me? These conversation replays in your heart, they are not doing you any good at all. Whatever happened in the past where you are not assertive, that is okay. You are learning, you're growing. You are a work in progress, so it is okay. So the next time something comes up, whether it is online or offline, start saying these things and start standing your ground, and that will help you. Eventually you will learn to be assertive naturally. Eventually that will become your natural response. The thing to remember here is that you are safe, you're protecting yourself. It is okay to say no, and you don't owe people an explanation for that, and you don't have to apologize for that. Hope this was of some use to you. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.